carbonara, or how some of you may call it spaghetti alla carbonara. All my Italian friends out there, if I completely butchered that, please let me know in the comments down below. Sorry about that, but I tried my best. Okay, so some of you might not know this, but the carbonara sauce really came about during the Second World War, when American soldiers would bring ingredients like bacon and eggs to local families and ask it to be turned into a sauce. Now, there's not real clarity on what these families did to bring about the flavors of the sauce, but the earthiness that's in that sauce, it's unmistakably Roman. Okay, so that's it for that quick history lesson. Let's start preparing the sauce. Now you can also use Grana Padano or Romano cheese, but I'm making this sauce completely with Parmesan. So first things first, here's a block of Parmesan cheese. And we're going to be using the fine side of a cheese grater or a box grater to grate about half a cup of cheese. Now make sure to go all the way up and down to get the perfect long strands of cheese, just like this. Now that's a generous half cup, and a great tip to get those restaurant quality ribbons of Parmesan. Take a look at this. Get a Y peeler, just like this, and literally peel thin strands of cheese. We're gonna save those ribbons for the end. So now put all of that cheese and now crack one whole egg right into that bowl. Now simply season with some salt and pepper. Grab a whisk and give it a nice mix. This is going to become really creamy. So our sauce is ready. Let's prepare our pancetta. So I got this pancetta from the deli. Take a look at that. It looks kind of like bacon. Now I got these thinner than usual, but I like mine quite crispy. So I'll show you how I like to prepare the pancetta. Now just simply stack the pancetta together and just make some large rough cuts of pancetta. So at the end you'll have some large crispy chunks of it. Now remember, bacon and pancetta, they will shrink as they cook. So don't cut it too small or you'll regret it later. And there's more chances of you burning the pancetta while cooking. And at the end you'll have something that looks like this. One key thing to remember while cooking pancetta or bacon is to start with a cold pan to make sure your bacon doesn't burn and render fat too fast if you put it on a hot pan. So just add the pancetta to the pan and turn the heat to medium. So the pan's getting hot and the bacon has started to sizzle. Just give it a quick mix. And you want to stir and cook this until the bacon becomes really nice and crispy. Most American renditions of carbonara uses smoked bacon. It can be quite strong to the palate, and it's actually not even used traditionally in Rome. In Rome, they use salted pork jowl. I've heard of this for the first time as well, and it was pretty interesting to learn more about it. Now, it's really hard to get pork jowl anywhere outside Rome, so the next best alternative is pancetta. Now add in about 6 to 8 ounces of spaghetti. Now this has become really nice and crispy, and you want to be careful not to overcook it because bacon tends to, or pancetta tends to, look like it's soft when it's in the hot fat, but as soon as you take it out, if it's overcooked, it will harden instantly and really turn bitter and really salty and strong, and you don't want that. So at this stage, this is really just perfect. It has nicely browned and it looks beautiful. It smells delicious, and we're gonna drain all of this excess fat out. You can really hear how crispy it is. So just spread that out lightly because you want those bits to stay nice and crispy. And now add in a small knob of butter and then a touch of olive oil. That's going to help prevent that butter from burning. Now add that pancetta back in to the pan, along with some garlic, bit of green peas. And now just saute this lightly. I really like to add those peas in, since I find it really adds a nice balance with the meatiness and the cheesiness that the cheese and the bacon give, and the sweetness really plays through those flavors. Really get that smokiness of the pancetta into those sweet green peas. Get all those flavors out from under there. So our pasta is now perfect, al dente. So just take your pan to the pasta and add the spaghetti right in. Give it a toss. Make sure those little bits at the bottom don't get too burnt, and just collect it all from the moisture from that spaghetti. Give it a quick toss, and that butter, that oil, and the pancetta already looks beautiful. Just gonna grab the rest of the spaghetti. Now make sure that you don't get rid of that pasta water. That has a lot of flavor, and we're gonna use that to thin out our sauce. Now turn the heat off, grab a touch of that pasta water and add it to really release anything else that may be at the bottom, because we want all of those flavors that we work so hard towards to be in our dish. Look at that. Thin out a bit more, and it's gonna help melt that cheese and create that creamy texture that we're looking for. Okay, now this is good. Off the heat, and then pour in those eggs, our egg and pasta mixture. Really get it all, and then immediately start to mix. We don't want those eggs to scramble up and curdle. Mix it really well. Make sure you get on each strand of that spaghetti and really twist that spaghetti. Go everywhere. If you had any direct source of heat, such as on an induction burner, then that would really scramble up those eggs and really mess up this dish for you. Now I want a bit more of the sauce, so add a touch more of that pasta water. And that pasta water is great to thin out that sauce without diluting the flavors. And it's already loose, perfect. Add a bit more, perfect. That pasta water is still hot, so it's great to complete cooking those eggs. And that is all. So let's give it a quick taste. This looks great already, and let's adjust any seasoning as we need to. Some salt, set a pinch, and I want to add a crack more of pepper. Add that right in there, and there you go. This looks amazing. So now to plate this beautiful pan of carbonara, just follow me. Really twist that spaghetti. Get a generous portion and really guide and really use that pan as a guide to put the perfect portion on that pan without any splatters on the side of the plate. And now just use a spoon to really put those beautiful bacon and pea over our pasta. Take those ribbons, just gently dot it around the plate. Don't even worry about how it looks. It'll look great the way it's meant to be. And there you have it, guys. A delicious plate of spaghetti alla carbonara. Now correct me if I'm still not saying that right, but I'm sure that all of you will have a great meal if you follow this recipe. You can check out all of the measurements, step-by-step pictures, and so much more on my website. It's called cookingwithanadi.com. I'm sure a lot of you already know about it, and if you don't, I urge you to go check it out. We are working on some great content, and I really hope you guys like it. For more deliciousness, subscribe to my channel and hit that bell icon so you don't miss on the next delicacy. I want to know your thoughts on a carbonara. Do you feel comfortable eating raw eggs? Well, this is not really raw, as you saw. It got completely cooked. If it wasn't cooked, it'd be runny, wouldn't it? Let me know if you tried this recipe, and if you did you use bacon or pancetta, or did you use something completely different? Let me know. I'll be checking out that comment section down below. So I'm gonna go grab a fork and hope you do the same, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Keep cooking. Bye guys.